Prince Harry is having such a nervous breakdown that a picture of his young niece celebrating her birthday, lovely young woman who he no longer has anything to do with because of his appalling treatment of her parents, sends him into some type of meltdown. The biggest meltdown he's feeling right now is as a result of his erasal by his father, King Charles, from Highgrove. Yes, this was before the appalling behaviour. This is now. Do you notice the picture that's missing from the wedding? For very good reason. I reckon Camilla probably chucked it in the bin, actually. But let me show you why Prince Harry is apparently having this breakdown, with friends revealing to Richard Eden how the lovely new image of Charlotte left him feeling very sad. For an old friend of the Duke of Sussex tells Richard Eden that Harry desperately wishes his own children, Prince Archie, who turned 7 yesterday, and Princess Lilibet 4, enjoyed the same sort of childhood as their cousins Charlotte, Prince George and Prince Louis. Who took that right and that opportunity away from them? Chickens coming home to roost is the saying that rings a bell here. This is what the pal told Mr. Eden. Archie and Lily are having a lovely time in California, a lovely time as prisoners in that mansion. But Harry is very sad that they are missing out on life with the rest of their family. During his return visit to Britain last September, Harry told a friend that he and his wife Meghan plan to educate their children in this country, meaning the UK. Harry feels his children are missing out on the extensive family network that their cousins are enjoying, explained the chum, referring to Prince William and Catherine's offspring, who all currently attend the same public school, £32,000 per year, Lumbrook. Harry wants his children to have the very best education, the friend added. He has retained his closest friendship group of confidants from his days at Highgrove and Eton. He wants that for his own children. Now, again, there's a lot of propaganda being put out there. Can I just tell you, he hasn't maintained the friends and the confidants from his school days, because I know some of those guys, and they find his behaviour truly reprehensible. They find the way that he treats the British royal family truly reprehensible. So can we please stop this propaganda that Harry is still in touch with all of these old mates? No. Most of them think that he is a scumbag and feel like the rest of the British public. The friend conceded that Harry might have a challenge selling his plan to Meghan. Oh yeah, no sugar, Sherlock. Who is said to consider sending children to boarding school barbaric. Well, that is a dig. Can I just be clear about what's going on here? That is a dig at Prince William and Catherine, who are probably intending to send Prince George to a boarding school. And so now we have Meghan, who I think is anything but Mother of the Year, describing William and Catherine as barbaric. Sickening. This is also sickening and desperate. The pal went on, there is still some negotiation for Harry to have with Meghan. The king, however, is delighted. No, he's not. Again, can we please stop this propaganda suggesting that in some way the king, who has now cut all contact with Harry, really gives a damn about his pie-in-the-sky plans. Actually, what he wants is Harry not causing trouble and not causing difficulty. And if he were to return to the United Kingdom, bring the children back to attend school here, guess what? That would immediately cause trouble and difficulties for the king. That comment, though, Richard Eden goes on, suggests that the Duke had mentioned his plans to educate his children in Britain to his father, who he met for tea at Clarence House last September. Given the ages of Archie and Lilibet, who were controversially given Queen Elizabeth II's family pet name, they are unlikely to be sent to boarding school across the Atlantic anytime soon. Meanwhile, their cousin Prince George is expected to start boarding school, probably Eton College, that's what I believe, in September. Now, as the royal grift put it, after having to put up with that, these royal reporters are the reason for a lot of this gaslighting. Are you effing kidding me with this bullshit? We are sick of these two. Let them sort it out privately. But P. Diner, royal YouTube sensation, by the way. Hello, welcome. Great to have you back on Outspoken. Sorry, I'm just so into this story.
Yeah.
You know, I actually agree with the royal grift on this. Like, what is Richard Eden trying to suggest here? What is he playing at? And actually, everyone needs to see through what this is. Total propaganda from Team Harry and Meghan full of lies, attempting to do down William and Catherine by describing them as barbaric, attempting to do down William and Catherine for putting out a lovely picture of Charlotte. I mean, it's just nuts. And also, I think totally misrepresenting where the king actually stands in regards to Harry today.
Well, I think there's just a lot of confusion because Harry is confused. There is a lot of stories going in so many different directions. No one really truly knows. But I think from the experience that Harry is having right now, I mean, I can see him wanting to have his children have experiences that he had growing up. So I do see that there is some problems with, the future of Harry's children. What is happening now, I think, with the media is just there's just so much going with their lives in terms of, what people are saying that they said, what the reality is. And I just think it plays to the fact that, Harry's life is a mess and he is confused and his children are confused. They will be essentially later as they get older because none of this will make sense to them because their lives have been, I think, hidden from them. Part of their life has been hidden from them in real time. Like right now, they're not going to experience a lot of these things that, Charlotte and the other cousins are experiencing. So it's really sad to watch it actually happening because we know that these children are experiencing a very a secluded life that is not going to give them the full life that they should have as real royals, living in the UK. So, you know, that's how I see it. It's just a lot of confusion with everything because he's confused.
Yeah, indeed. But the thing is, Pete Diner, it's like, does he have any idea who his wife is? Like I have said for a long time, and we have even had this conversation, P. Diner, and you know all about this given your time in California. There
Mhm.
is no way in hell that she is letting the children be privately educated in the United Kingdom because all of a sudden she would potentially lose that ability once the marriage breaks up to keep the children in California, which is effectively her biggest bargaining chip in terms of either what the divorce settlement is or what type of agreement they come to. So it's just not happening. And I just find it so delusional that Harry will have these conversations with his friends. And I'm sure he does have a lot of dreams,
Yeah.
but it's like she's not allowing that.
No, Megan is smart. She knows that that's going to be her ticket to never having these children because they will then become like forever in the UK, essentially. I mean, that would be their whole life, essentially, would be going away to boarding school, and she will not have any power. She's giving up her power if she allows this to happen. So, no, there is absolutely no way that's going to happen. I mean, I even have a personal story where something very similar happened to me. And that's what I was thinking. I'm not going to allow my child to go visit in another country where his dad is because I will lose my custody rights. So, yeah, Megan is not going to allow that to happen. Mm-mm.
100%. Then we come to the dig from Charles. And Pete Diner, don't tell me this is not deliberate, okay? Because they know the symbolism of these moments. And it really makes me think right back to when I revealed the story of Megxit, and it has become folklore now. But remember, I was being briefed by people very, very close to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle that one of the final straws in terms of their reason to decide to leave was when they saw that the late Queen Elizabeth, during her Christmas message that year, didn't have the picture of Harry and Meghan and
Hmm.
well, it was Archie at that time, wasn't it? It wasn't
Yeah.
Lily, but didn't have the picture of Harry, Meghan, and Archie on her table. That was one of the things. So this is symbolism, and it's got to hurt. Let me just take you through the reporting of it. This from Hello magazine, actually. King Charles's Highgrove shake-up sees Meghan Markle photo move. His Majesty King Charles has had a reshuffle at his beloved countryside home in Gloucestershire. A new look inside reveals. But as Long Sally, aka Sue Smith, revealed, bye-bye, Meghan. They took her picture down, and I don't blame them. Cleansing the house of evil. It was actually Chris Jackson, the Getty photographer who does a lot of royal stuff, who put this out there to the world, because I think he had taken those pictures that do remain on the table. And as Hello went on, His Majesty King Charles loves spending time at his Gloucestershire home, Highgrove, and the countryside retreat is full of very personal elements, including family photographs. A fresh look inside the royal residence has revealed that the monarch has had a reshuffling of the photo frames, and seemingly a photo of Meghan and Harry's wedding day has been moved from its prime position. An Instagram story by royal photographer Chris Jackson, who was at the property to host an event, quickly snapped two of his own images on display in one of the gorgeous rooms. A small wooden table showed an image of Prince Harry shoulder to shoulder with his brother Prince William and father King Charles. Another showed King Charles holding his grandson Prince Louis. In 2024, influencer Lydia Malin spotted this very spot, but eagle-eyed fans will be able to spot the difference. There used to be an image taken on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 2018 wedding day on display. Now, of course, Hello Magazine, because they're pretty soft on these things and quite careful with Harry and Meghan, said there's a chance Charles's team has simply chosen to display the wedding image elsewhere, but it's lovely to see the smiling snap of Charles and Louis now proudly on display. I mean, pull the other one, P. Dinah. Of course, this is not a coincidence. This is absolutely symbolism, and it backs up what I have been reporting earlier in the show, which is that this delusion that Harry has that things are great between him and Charles is increasingly out of touch with the reality of how Charles actually feels.
Yeah, I mean, come on. They are able to erase you. That's what they do, erase you from history, erase you from, looking like you're still a part of the family. Absolutely, they did that intentionally because they're sending a message. Why would they try to not do something like that? Look at everything that Harry has done. The royals have no voice. This is the one way they have a voice, is through these symbols. And, taking away a photo allows them to show, how they feel about something. I mean, of course, if you don't really have a way to come out and refute or rebut things that is said about you in the media, the one way you do have it is by placement of photos. And I think absolutely this was done intentionally. And I think it's great when they do things like that, because they should have this way of showing, how they feel about things, because they can't otherwise with their voice or with, other ways. This is a great way to show how you feel, right? So I don't know why they do that. Like, why would they try? I mean, I guess they want to show themselves as being a magazine that's not trying to be too, combative or whatever, but just, look, just say what the reality is. We're all thinking it.
And
I
this
don't
is
know
why
why
the
they
mainstream
do
media is just dying, P. Dinah, because no
Yeah.
one wants their soft soap PR'd version of events. It's like we want the unvarnished truth. And the unvarnished truth is that things are really bad between Harry and Charles at the moment. And he clearly has removed the picture for very good reasons. And it is highly symbolic. Look,
Right.
there were some astonishing pictures that came in overnight, P. Dinah. Not sure if you're a big football fan, but Prince William watching his beloved Aston Villa, and he was just absolutely going wild. Right? The glamour and prestige of our monarchy shatters when royals behave like this. You're not agreeing with him on that, P. Dinah?
Emotions. Right? Like the man he has
I was thinking,
feelings.
P. Dinah, do you remember the late Queen when she used to watch her horses?
The horses,
And she would,
yes.
and the Queen Mother, and no one was saying, oh, she's taking away the dignity of the monarchy. Do you like the Queen would be,
Right,
she'd be
I
like
remember
that,
that.
you know,
He
like
was like, oh yeah,
yeah, and with
right,
her
I remember that.
binoculars and.
Yeah.
I think it's really out of touch.
Right.
People criticizing William for this. I think people actually love seeing William like
We
this.
love this. We want to see our future king show emotions, real emotions that we too can relate to. Okay, this makes him human. This humanizes this man. Stop making him like someone that has to be so well contained to a stiff upper lip. This is a new day, a new time. Stop it. Okay, that's ridiculous.
Now, I also think Harry is just so desperate at the moment, P. Dinah, to do anything possible to overshadow William. And I've got another example. But before I come to it, because it relates to David Attenborough, I think we just have to give a huge big up to this man who, remember, was very close to Queen Elizabeth II, and today is marking his 100th birthday. And it's very sad to me that his good friend, the late Queen, didn't get to this milestone. We really hoped that they would get to it together, P. Dinah. And then who would have sent the late Queen the letter? You know, the famous letter that everyone received. So that's the first thing I want to say. Just amazing, David Attenborough. Absolutely amazing. 100 and still going strong. It is just incredible. But you know, P. Dinah, there is a bit of a battle amongst the royal family for proximity to David Attenborough. Of course, his loyalties were always with the late Queen, but he has also done events like here he was at the Netflix event that was attended. It was a very rare event, actually attended by King Charles, Prince Harry, and Prince William. And this was a big deal, P. Dinah. I remember reporting it at the time because King Charles wasn't going to attend that event because it was a Netflix event. And at the time, The Crown was running the most recent series, which was very negative about him in terms of the marriage to Princess Diana. So they came to an agreement between the palace and Netflix, which was that no stars of The Crown would attend that event. And as a result, King Charles went. And of course, we got those incredible pictures of the three men whose relationship was really faltering at that point with David Attenborough. So I'm just making the point, P. Dinah, there is a long history with David Attenborough and the British royal family. But I'd say he's least close to Harry, actually. But Harry has decided to try and get himself some good PR for David Attenborough's birthday. This wasn't something that was asked for him to do, by writing an article. And P. Dinah, I say writing, I mean, he didn't write this, okay? Harry didn't write this. It was either AI or written by one of his team or sort of commissioned out, because I just don't believe he wrote this. I'm just being totally honest with you.
Princess Charlotte has become one of the most recognizable young members of the royal family. As the daughter of Prince William and Princess Catherine, Charlotte has appeared at major royal events with growing confidence, earning praise from royal watchers for her composure and understanding of royal traditions. Each public appearance generates widespread media attention, reinforcing her role as an important part of the monarchy's future. Royal commentators suggest that this increased visibility reflects the palace's long-term focus on the next generation of working royals. While Charlotte's appearances have been warmly received, they have also prompted renewed comparisons with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's children, Archie and Lilibet, who remain largely out of the public eye. The latest commentary claims that Prince Harry has become increasingly frustrated by how the royal family's public image has evolved since he stepped back from royal duties. Some commentators suggest Harry is disappointed that public attention is now centered on King Charles, Prince William, Princess Catherine, and their children. However, it's important to note that there is no verified evidence confirming the dramatic claims suggested by the video's title. The transcript does not establish that Prince Harry publicly lost it or experienced the emotional breakdown implied by some headlines. Instead, these descriptions reflect the opinions and interpretations of commentators rather than confirmed events. Another major topic discussed in the video is King Charles III's approach to modernizing the monarchy. Since becoming king, Charles has emphasized a streamlined working royal family, with much of the public focus centered on senior working royals. Commentators argue that recent official events, public engagements, and royal communications increasingly highlight King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William, Princess Catherine, and their children. Some interpret this as evidence that the institution is looking ahead rather than revisiting past royal disputes. However, no official palace statement suggests that Meghan Markle has been deliberately erased from royal history, despite the claims made in some headlines. The discussion also focuses on Meghan Markle and her current relationship with the royal family. Although Meghan and Prince Harry stepped back as senior working royals in 2020, their activities continue to attract significant international media coverage. The presenters argue that Meghan now receives less attention from official royal communications than she did during her time as a working royal. Supporters counter that this reflects the couple's own decision to pursue independent projects outside the institution rather than any deliberate effort by the palace to exclude them. The differing interpretations illustrate how divided public opinion remains. One of the clearest contrasts highlighted in the discussion is the different direction taken by the royal family and the Sussexes. Stories involving Harry, Meghan, William, and Charles continue to dominate headlines because they combine public interest with ongoing family dynamics. Every official appearance, interview, documentary, or media report is carefully examined by supporters and critics alike. Commentary programs often revisit previous disagreements while connecting them to current events, creating dramatic narratives that generate significant discussion online. The latest discussion involving Prince Harry, Princess Charlotte, King Charles, and Meghan Markle demonstrates how quickly royal commentary can transform routine developments into major headlines. While the video's title suggests dramatic developments, many of its central claims remain speculative or based on commentary rather than independently verified facts. As always, distinguishing between confirmed information, reported claims, and personal interpretation is essential when following stories involving the royal family. Now we'd like to hear from you. Do you think the royal family's increasing focus on the next generation is simply part of the monarchy's natural evolution, or do you believe it has changed the public conversation surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below.